Alright everybody, welcome to the Inspired ARCA series live from the Michigan International Speedway. Tracks always prove to have very intense, close quarter action racing like none other. And of course tonight, for 8 drivers, their playoffs still hang in the balance. Right now, the top 2 drivers in this press session are the fastest right now. Cade Cannon, Jordan Jorno. You're looking at Cade Cannon right now, the points leader coming into tonight. Followed by Jordan Jorno and a beautiful Dr. Pepper car side by side with Shane Har. Aaron Stanton, the 3-time winner this season in the ARCA series, looking to return to victory lane. Going down through the field, Stephen Henning Jr., Mike Hauser, both of them playoff drivers tonight. AJ Thompson, the long shot. It was a very snazzy looking Burger King number 18. And then the final driver, Elijah Fisher, has not posted a lap yet. 18 drivers, however, here. We'll see if we can't get a quick word in a moment. As soon as I turn on driver's voice chats.
I can't hear you.
Because tonight I am race control as well. Let's get Cade Cannon in here.
Dead, bro. We need the
Cade Cannon, Garrett Jenkins up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
2 for 2 drivers.
Yes, I do. What's up, bud?
Well, buddy, you're coming here into the night fastest in practice and the points leader. How does the number 9 feel tonight? What's it going to take to get a win here?
Honestly, I feel like it's gonna take the safe play. I know I'm leading points and everything, but I still want to take it safe type because even though this is gonna be pretty much a draft track and it could get loose here and there, I'd rather take it easy and nice and hopefully miss all the trouble and just be there at the end when it counts.
All right, buddy. Well, we look forward to seeing that. Hopefully, you get the job done. We'll let you get on ready for qualifying here, buddy.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
You too. Cade Cannon, as a matter of fact, already rolling out onto the racetrack. He will be the first driver tonight to post a qualifying lap. 4 minutes to post 2 laps. Of course, we allude to the points. And coming into the night, there you see it, Cade Cannon up 34 above the cut line. Aaron Stanton 22, Jordan Jorno 18, Stephen Henning holds the final spot in holding 14 points over Elijah Fisher. Lyota out by 19, Mike Hauser out by 20, and AJ Thompson out by 37. That is the points coming into tonight. So Cade Cannon now to cut the bottom. And no time to beat. 38.848. Aaron Stanton slides in at a 39.0. Jorno and Thompson. Fisher now 1/10 off. Brent Hammerhand joined us tonight, making his debut in the ARCA car this year. Hammerhand, what a very awesome looking car. These drivers, they go all out for these paint jobs, don't they? Yes, they do. Jesse Glover slides in 6th. 1.2 seconds off the pace. Jordan Jorno will move up into the 2nd position here. We'll see if we can't find some more drivers. Stephen Henning just coming out. Just mentioned tonight holds 14 points over Elijah Fisher. Right now, Fisher 3rd on the board. Right now, let's see what you can track Steven's time down the front straightaway here. Yeah, 192 down the back straightaway. Really taking that high lane, wanting to get a great run off the corner. So Steven Henning at the line to cut the apron. Henning's lap, 9th quickest. Mike Hatter slides in right behind him. Steven now he switched up lines. He knew that the outside lane was not the lap that he needed. She'll switch up to the bottom now, run down the back straightaway at the top. Hayden Williams slides into 10th. Robert Wilhoit 12th. Right in the line, Steven Henning Jr. Is it faster? Survey says. It is P5. What a great lap for Steven. Much needed confidence going into the rest of this. Hayden Williams. P2 for Williams. Right now, Robert Wilhoit, 13 seconds to go. I do not think he's going to be able to complete this last lap. And I think the field's pretty much set. Shane Harr, Colton Ward, Bobby Hadaway has not posted a lap. And with that being said, Cade Cannon, fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying, leads the points. Now, can he go for the trifecta and win tonight? With that being said, we'll go to race control and let him say his 2 cents. All right, everybody, welcome to Michigan 2 miles, 2 mile track tonight. Get 5 sets of tires, 4 in the pits, 1's already on your car. 90 long laps. Pace car speed limit 70, pit road speed limit 55. 1 fast repair. Best of luck to everybody. And I know I'm about to switch over to race control. All right. Now that being said. So Cade Cannon on pole tonight. Hayden Williams in second. Jordan Jorno third. Elijah Fisher fourth. Aaron Stanton fifth. Steven Henning Jr. sixth. James Hadaway and Kurt Gibson 7th and 8th. Chris Liotta, AJ Thompson 9th and 10th. Mike Hauser and Robert Wilhoit round out the fast 12. Brent Hammerhan and Jesse Glover 13th, 14th. Colton Ward, Shane Harr, Bobby Hadaway, and Travis Eccles did not post a qualifying lap. That will be from 15th all the way down to 18th. So let's bring in 2 drivers into the conversation here. Start with Elijah Fisher. Elijah Fisher, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, you do.
My buddy coming into the night, 14 points behind Steven Henning. I know he's your teammate, and I know that he's one of your best friends, but what is it going to take to knock Steven? What's it going to take to knock Steven out of that 4th spot and let you grab it in points?
I mean, Steven's going to run his race the way he does. I'm going to run my race the way I do. I guess I'm kind of different with when I look at points. I don't feel like I got to go against the guy in front of me. There's plenty of people above me in the points cutoff line. So just get to basics, treat it like it's regular season, right? We don't have to get everything back today. And just being patient and just doing what we've been doing all season. Hasn't been the best going for me here in ARCA, but if we can just translate some of our cup speed over to here, I think we'll be all right.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Look forward to seeing how it plays out. Elijah Fisher rolling off 4th.
Thank you.
Yep.
What's up, man?
Well, let's get the other part of that equation in here. Stephen Henning, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, we just talked to Elijah Fisher on the point situation, and now I'm going to pass over the same question to you. What does it take tonight to try to hold on to the fourth and final spot with about 2 races left before the final 4?
Basically, kind of just drive your ass off and hope the points work its way out, and just basically do what we've been doing all season, and we should be all right.
All right, buddy. We look forward to seeing how it plays out. Stephen Henning rolling off 6th tonight. Appreciate you, buddy.
You have a good night up there.
I will. Of course, if you're Kay Cannon, right now on top of the points, right here in Stanton. Another one then fired off great at the beginning of the season. 2 wins. Opened up the first 2 races. See that 2700cars.com. Fired off wins at Daytona and Richmond, and then another win. But as of late, it has been a very, one could say, very inconsistent last half of the year for Aaron Stanton. The wins alone was able to lock him into the playoffs early. So Stanton looking to try to regain some of that consistency that he had at the beginning of the year. We want to talk about consistent. I'll look to that 84 Jordan Jorno as far as ARCA side of things goes. Pretty much a great run. It was guaranteed in about 3 weeks before the playoffs started on wins alone. I think whenever you look at that, the driver, the 84, really has what it takes to just remain consistent and make it into the final 4. We'll pull up the schedule whenever we get calmed down. For right now, however, Cade Cannon, Hayden Williams, 2 Chevrolets, bring them down. We are rolling for Richmond. Single file out into turn 3. Cade Cannon holding the lead for the moment. And at the line, Cade Steele Cannon will pick up where he's left off since the session opened. We will lead the first lap. Right now, Jordan Jorno slides into second. Aaron Stanton. Oh, contact! Further back, James Hadaway, Elijah Fisher. They keep it straight. What a great save by the 24. Even if he needed a 4 to really help him.
Hey, Jane, how are you?
All right, now you see Fisher now.
Not bad. How are you?
Well, Fisher started 4th and has already dropped back to 9th.
I thought I'd come chill with you, you know? Good to see you, bud.
Down the back straightaway. Still single filed out pretty much from 9th all the way back to A.J. Thompson. So right now, as they stand, playoff drivers as they run. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, then 7th with Lyota, 9th and 10th with Fisher, and Thompson. Mike Hauser in 11th, Stephen Henning down into the 13th spot. Jordan Jorno makes the pass on Kay Cannon. But easily wanted to race that circle on my calendar. Action pack going to be intense. Right now, it's actually started off a little bit calmer than what I thought it would. Jorno at the line. He'll lead his first lap officially tonight. Fastest lap, Kurt Gibson running in 5th with a 38.706. How about Cannon storming back to the outside? Down the back straightaway with the draft in tow. Jorno will slide in right between Cannon and Stanton. And entering 3, Kay Cannon back out front. Down to the apron, trying to prevent a run. Cannon a little bit in the grass. Just a little bit. Jorno trying to get into his draft, but you see Cannon cut the air right off the nose of the 84. That can really play a big part aerodynamically. You can do one or two things. It'll either make the car push through the entry and exit of the corner, or it'll make the car get loose, just depending on how the air shifts going over these cars. Right now, Cannon doing a very great job. Really working the air right now, trying to extend that 0.2 of a second lead, but Aaron Stanton right in tow. Jorno side by side with Williams for 3rd. Make it 4th now. Robert Wilhoit has worked himself up into the picture. How many times we've seen a Chevrolet top 5 in ARCA this year? Speaking of which, you can see where your favorite manufacturer is running right now. You got to go all the way down the scoreboard to find the highest running Ford of Mike Hauser. Down in 11th, Toyota occupies 6th and 7th. In the top 5, just mentioned, occupied all by Chevrolet. Right now you see the top 3 really trying to break away from the pack here. Wilhoit down to the bottom. He's going to try to get underneath the 40 of Williams. What a race. It's already started out to be a banger. Biggest members of the race from where they started. The 3 of Robert Wilhoit. Up 8 spots from where he started. Make it 7 now as he loses a spot to Jordan Jorno. But at number 3, firing off on all cylinders here to start. You got to go back a little ways to find the driver with the 2nd most spots gained. Shane Harr up 7 from where he started this race. Harr wanted to 5, that did not post a qualifying lap. Trying to work himself up from the back. Right now it's a tie for 3rd and 4th. Colton Ward and Travis Eccles. Have not heard nothing out of the driver to 15 in pretty much in a coon's age. Almost disappeared off the face of the earth, but he is batting tonight. Right now running in 15th. Meanwhile, top 3 really have not changed much, other than Jorno retaking the 3rd spot. Right now, Kay Cannon still leading this race, has led all but, I believe, 1 or 2 laps since the start. Aaron Stanton quickly in tow. Well, we alluded to the points earlier. We'll go ahead and allude to the schedule. What's left for the ARCA series. July 26th, Darlington, 160 laps. August 2nd, Kansas. So this race, 3 more weeks including tonight, these 8 playoff drivers have for 4 of them to lock themselves into a championship opportunity August 9th at Homestead. It'll all be live right here on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. Well, right now, if there's anybody to really marked down as far as since the playoffs started firing off of all cylinders. It would be the night of Cannon right now. But in his wake, Aaron Stanton trying to rebound. Well, Stanton right now, of course, we mentioned earlier, it's been a rough couple, really a rough month. Or, hell, I could say a rough summer for the driver to 27. Not seeing the consistency that we saw, like we saw to fire off the beginning of the season. Well, right now for Aaron Stanton, right now he comes into the night above the cut line by 22 points. Well, pretty much as long as Aaron can run exactly where he's running, hell, he can run in the top 5 and gain a decent amount of points. That's pretty much what it is. Just gain points. Because I'm going to tell you, the scenario, how it works out right now, this week and next week will be the last opportunity for any of the 8 playoff drivers to lock themselves into Homestead with wins. The ruling, if a playoff driver wins 2 races in the playoffs, they have automatically locked themselves into the Final 4. We saw it Monday night at Bristol with Shane Haar, able to win Atlanta last week and then Bristol Monday night. That is what has allowed Shane Haar to compete for a championship on the Cup Series side of things. So pretty much, if Cannon can win this week, or if any of the 8 can win this week and win next week, that'll only leave 3 spots on the table for then 7 drivers to decide who will go to the Final 4 August 9th for the ARCA Series Championship. All right, now these 3 Chevrolet drivers in front, 1, 2, and 3. I guarantee you, each and every one of them, they see themselves. You see Robert Wilhoit really, really loose out of the back. Got 2X on Jesse Glover. We'll see what happened. Car pushing. Just slides up into the wall. Well, back surface is very bumpy. Look at Bobby Hadaway in a 52. Back straightaway is extremely bumpy in places. Really can upset the car. You see there, you see right back there, as a matter of fact, James Hadaway getting loose off the exit of 2. You'll be seeing that a lot tonight. Drivers got so much wheel in it, trying to make it turn.
Be careful with that, AJ.
Well, let's run through the...
I got behind Aaron there, Hayden. Oh my God.
Well, we'll run through the field. You see the top 5 pretty much from Cannon all the way back to Hadaway, but we'll go through it anyway. Well, here's your top 2, Cannon and Stanton right now. Hayden Williams, Jordan Jorno, 3rd and 4th. There's James Hadaway running in the 5th spot. You got to go back about 2 seconds to see. Oh, Mike Hauser hard off the wall. What happened? In the wake of Shane Haar, car gets loose, bounces off the wall 1 time, so wonder the whole front suspension ain't killing that car. Look at it one more time. Well, we got to go full speed so we can cover the action. But right there, he's in the draft of Shane Haar in all that dirty air. You see Shane is even pushing up because he's behind the 3 of Will Hoyt. Shane able to keep it off the wall. Mike Hauser off the wall 1 time and then bam. We're going to do it again. Bam.
Hi, Shane. Howdy.
Mike Hauser, not the race he wanted at Bristol.
Okay, yep. There he is.
24, this is a warning for your internet. If you lag like that again, I'm going to have to ask you to drop to the back or somewhere safe until it straightens out. Got to take a little bit of race control action here. Look at my there's massive damage to that whole right front of that Sunoco car. Massive, massive damage. Definitely going to affect the handling of the race car as this race goes on. Right now, 71 to go. Cannon still leading, has led 18 laps so far. He allowed Jordan Jorno to lead 1 lap before the 9 retook the lead. With that being said, we didn't even finish our through the field. No, we did not. I'll be darned. So through the field here, well, we can pretty much see everybody. You got Shane Hart, Chris Loda, Elijah Fisher, Kurt Gibson, Colton Ward, side by side with Stephen Henning. AJ Thompson was side by side with Will Hoyt till he conceded all the way back to James Hadaway in that pink car. Well, let's talk about Shane Hart tonight. Right on board with him. I mean, Shane, last week, one of the most impressive battles I've ever seen between Shane Hart and Colton Ward. 30 straight laps, side by side, driving the absolute crap, to put it nicely, out of each other. And at the end of it, Colton Ward was able to upset what many would call a veteran of the sport. Tonight, Shane Hart looking to rectify that, not involved in the playoffs on the ARCA side of things, just hunting trophies. Right now, Shane's up to 5th. It's up 11 spots from where he started. One to one's not supposed to qualify in lap. See Elijah Fisher trying to rebound after started 4th. Slid all the way back to 9th, desperately trying to claw himself back up. Side drafting to 60 of Lyota. Lyota and Fisher, playoff drivers. To update where, Fisher off the wall just a little bit. Looks like turn 2 is really going to be an issue for dirty air. Arrow pushing. There's an incident with Mr. Bluff. Okay, hold on. Well, let's look at the first incident here. So Gibson, all them off the wall. That's the first incident. So what all happens here? So Will Hoyt saves it there. All this had to be with. All this had to be while we were on board with Shane. There's Travis Eccles up into the wall. Jesse Glover, meatball flag. Well, Jesse pushing. You see the car was already hurt to begin with. Definitely gets into the wall that time. Reviews are complete as far as that goes. There is no caution to be thrown. We'll focus back in on the 2 drivers who have broken away to 1.1 second over Hayden Williams, Cade Cannon, and Aaron Stanton. Well, right now, and of course you want to talk about, matter of fact, I forgot something last week. Cade Cannon was in the exact same scenario last week at Nashville before spinning on pit road. Had led 44 laps up until that point before the driver to 9 would spin entering the pits. Ultimately never had a chance to regain the lead.
$24, you're blinking out. Don't know where you went, bud. Free spin at this time.
They ain't blinking right now. We'll keep an eye on that. Well, 64 to go. You see Robert Reilhoyt in this time. But they're on a 25 lap stint from where they started. You want to try to run this stint out further than what you will any other stint. You want to know how far the car can go early versus pushing it late. Right now, 63 to go, 27 laps are completed, working lap 28. It's been all Cade Cannon right from the get-go. 26 laps led so far. Jordan has only led one. Well, I don't think Aaron's really just right. I think Aaron does got something for this 9. He's able to stay right in his weight. He's able to suck right up to the back bumper. Stanton just waiting for the moment.
27 pitting this time.
There it is. So Aaron Stanton,
84 pitting this time.
here comes the Chevrolets. That's all you need to know.
9 this time.
9 this time. Here comes the Chevrolets.
24 pitting this time.
21 in this time.
Well, just ain't the Chevrolets. By God, it's everybody.
Three good this time, bye.
So there you see the leaders coming in. Everybody's pretty much coming in. Kurt Gibson in. Jordan Jorno.
52 pitting.
Hayden Williams stays out.
Pitting. 6-0 pitting. 40 pitting.
Pretty much everybody else coming in now. Mike Hauser is in. You got to question the damage that's done to that 43. How bad is it really? Elijah Fisher will stay out this time with Colton Ward, Steven Henning. Elijah Fisher will lead his first laps tonight.
95. This lap, 95 this lap. This time. 42 this time. 4 car pitting.
Well, here comes the Fords now, so we can presume the Fords at least. Okay, Ken Aaron able to skimp out ahead before they can be lapped. So does Shane Harr. No black flags at the moment. See Fisher a little sideways coming. Steven Henning about screws up and spins it. When it cycles around, these should be your front two unless Fisher and Ward and Henning can get out before the leaders get back around. Right now, this is 4th and 5th. So we know 28 to 30 laps.
Not caught out myself. I had my sound off and I was out of gas.
Right now, Fisher and them are rolling. However, it will not matter. The front two back out. Cade, Ken, and Aaron Stanton. Brent Hammerhand returning back onto the racetrack as well. He'll go down a lap in what is a very beautiful number 95 car. Now, there's a lot of damn great paint jobs out here at night. Well, right now, we're talking about pretty paint jobs. But for several cars and their paint jobs, they've took a very massive impact tonight. Just to name a few drivers, Jesse Glover, Travis Eccles, Mike Hauser. Just to name a couple, have bounced off the turn 2 wall a lot tonight. Well, and of course, it's like we go back and allude to, look at Aaron. You notice how he will get he'll get from behind the 9 of Cade Cannon, entering the corner, down that dirty air. It will really make that car not want to turn. It will push tight. The front two wheels are sliding. You see, watch right here. He's going to get out of that dirty air. Watch how the car is able to rotate through the center. It's able to rotate very well. He's able to actually dive in the corner, get right back up to the 9 bumper. Now, if he was to stay where he's at, he's going to get out from behind that 9 all right, but it's going to push right up into the wall like we've seen a lot off of turn 2. Let's ride on board with Aaron Stanton. They're able to suck right up to the back bumper to 9. He's actually going to lift earlier so he can go and get off that bumper. Able to get back into the gas. Able to full throttle it off.
Is that you?
Of course, Aaron Stanton, a 3-time winner this season. Daytona, Richmond, and Knoxville.
That's a beautiful mat counter behind him.
I don't know what they're talking about in the chat if y'all can hear it.
Hope he doesn't pull a magic mic.
Of course, you want to talk about drivers had an equal amount of wins this season. Cade Cannon's 1-2. Both came at Phoenix and the USA, the short tracks, pretty much. We'll go on back through the field here. You see the front two, Cade Cannon and Aaron Stanton. You go about 3 seconds behind them. You'll see Jordan Jorno and Shane Hard battling for third. On back behind them, about 2 seconds, Elijah Fisher and Colt Ward. That's the battle for 5th at the moment. Behind them, Kurt Gibson having a great run in the 51 tonight. Then Hayden Williams, Chris Liotta, Stephen Henning. That's 8th, 9th, and 10th. And I saw somebody said what a beautiful car the 12 has. It was a very beautiful car. I also saw somebody else say that the 24 has a beautiful car. And he does. One of my favorite stores, Dollar General. That is the 11th with James Hadaway. On back through the field, another one of my favorite cars, AJ Thompson. Running in 12th with Mike Hauser right behind him. Robert Wilhoit and Travis Eccles. That's the battle for 14th on back through the field. You'll find Bobby Hadaway. You'll find Bobby Hadaway in the Wonder Bread number 52. Then the drivers 1 lap down. Brent Hammerhand running in 17th. Jesse Glover running in the 18th spot. So that being said, we'll focus in on the action for the lead at the moment. Well, actually, we'll go to about third where the battles are heating up, and I got to step away for about a minute. Apologize about that. Had to step out and take care of something real fast.
Thank me for AJ and that.
We'll see what happens between Hauser and AJ. A little bit of contact, a hell of a save by AJ, and if it was because of the wall. We're just going to hurt the car a whole lot. 40 down, 50 to go. All right, now this is strategy. Stanton and Cade both trying to separate themselves from everybody as best as possible. Because whenever that happens, they're going to get racy. They want it to be between them. They're selfish. They want this race to be between these two. Right now, they're doing an excellent job about that. Question is, really, when do you want to make the move and where and how? Right now, you're saving tire. You're saving fuel. Well, you're trying to. But mainly, you're just trying to get away from the 84, the 21, the 4, the 42, everybody else. Because you want this race to be settled between Cade and Stanton. We saw it at Talladega with Always Chevrolet. They got clear of the Fords for the most part. Got themselves in a position where it could be settled between the Chevrolets. We saw it at Daytona as well. And really, this has been Chevrolet's MO. Isolating them from everybody else and really just letting them race it out, decide it amongst the Chevrolet group. Right now, they're doing a hell of a job. .47 to go. We'll go on back through the field. We'll focus in. I believe Jordan Jorno has built up a little bit of separation for Shane Harr. He has. You see the gap. Shane Harr starting to fall into the clutches of the driver of the number 4. We're right on board with Elijah Fisher. Really listen to how he's really working the throttle. You see it, if you can see it, there's a little blue line that goes over the mile per hour in the number. That's how much gas he is in the throttle. He is just about 95%, something along in there. He's trying to suck up to the 21's draft like he's done right now. He's going to look to the bottom of the 21. And with ease, get around the 21. But look at it, not full throttle, trying to save the gas, trying to stretch it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to ask this question. 45 down, 45 to go. I want you to put in your votes. Does Cade Cannon go on to lead tonight? Or will it be Aaron Stanton who goes on to lead and go on to win this race? Will it be Jordan Jorno's night? Or will it be Elijah Fisher? Or if you got another pick, put it in the comment section below. Be bold. So right now, going up on the 3 of Robert Wilhoit. Another Chevrolet car. Well, you got to spare Wilhoit, Mike. You got to spare Wilhoit. We'll concede here. I would expect say we'll take the top side. Well, Travis Eccles in the pits. Well, right now they got rid of Will Hoyt for the most part. Down the back straightaway. Well, really, no matter what happens tonight, Gay Cannon will know that he is going to more than likely clinch the most laps led 43 tonight. Focusing on the battle for third at the moment. They have closed up on Jordan Jorno. Well, Elijah Fisher started fourth, fell all the way back to ninth. Hell, fell all the way out of the top 10 at one point. He has clawed himself up into a podium position in 3. How about Shea Harcourt Ward, the highest movers to be expected? 11 spots and 9 spots gained. Gotta go way back to find Kurt Gibson, 11 seconds off the leader, but holding 7th at the moment. Meanwhile, Stephen Henning, Chris Liotta, Hayden Williams trying to decide who wants to be in 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Sorry, Elijah.
43 is in this time by.
Mike Hauser will be in this time. We gotta expect what's been an ill-handling race car. Mike has actually used his fast repair already. The only car to use his fast repair next to Jesse Glover. So now Mike has to be safe. He's got to be easy about slides through the pit entry. Perhaps Elijah Fisher in this time. All the way down on the bottom. Fisher about does the same thing. About gets loose. So we focus back in.
Did you get a correct, Colton, or did I get one on me? I mean,
There's a battle for third right now. The front 2 stays the same. But pretty much right now it's a field strategy game and who can save the gas for the moment. Who can go longer, who can go. Right now I believe a lot of drivers, they might be trying to short pit it. Not quite for sure, 38 to go. I'd find it hard to believe, but the 4 of Mike Hauser, the 4 of Elijah Fish and the 43 of Mike Hauser just made their pit stop 38 to go. It's going to be hard to decide.
Hey, Mike, I took 4 fresh real good.
They got a Stephen Henning. They got an Elijah Fisher. Fishy fishtail. I'm going to remember that one. Right now, Stephen Henning running in 7th. Elijah Fisher 1 lap down in 14th. Well, 36 to go right now. Still Cade Cannon's race at the moment, or Aaron Stanton, but you notice Aaron's switched to the bottoms, trying to migrate a little bit.
24 pitting this time.
James Hadaway will be in this time.
52 pitting, 52 pitting.
There you see Bobby Hadaway off the wall. He will be in this time, trying to get out of the way of the leaders. I mean, honestly, right now, no matter how you look at it, it's Cade Cannon's race to lose. Still 34 to go. Still a lot of time left on the table. We'll focus back in on the battle for third with Colton Ward, Shane Harr, Jordan Jorno.
51 pitting.
Kurt Gibson will relinquish sixth. Of course, for those of you that have not gone back and looked at last week's race from Nashville, the last 30 laps is all you really need to focus on. The last 30 laps between these two, the 21 and the 42, what was a master class of nothing but racing between these two, duking it out. Me and Aaron Stanton about to lose our minds. And it was so similar to Rockingham in the Cup Series whenever these two battled for the win at Rockingham. So you got to think, if something was to happen to Cade Cannon or Aaron Stanton, between Shane Harr and Colton Ward, it is tied 1-1. And I wonder which driver would come out on
9 to 5, 9 to 5.
and I wonder which driver will come out on the upper hand. But we'll be focusing back on the two leaders of Aaron Stanton and Cade Cannon. Both drivers will be in this time. We apologize for that. Language warning, may I add.
I think before we can have a battle between Shane and Colton, we need a caution, don't we, Garrett?
You're damn right. What's up? What's up, Josh?
Hey, buddy.
Why ain't you
saw quite a...
Why ain't you in this race?
Well, you know, I missed the memo. I was supposed to be here in the broadcast booth, I think about 50, 60 laps ago, and I guess I missed the memo. I'm here now, though. What's up, man?
Oh, not a lot. Pretty much watching all this here. Jordan Jorno's just coming off of pit road. I'll share my screen with you here. See all the
40
action.
and 60 heading. 40 and 60 heading.
Oh, it's nice to have some help up here. I do want to talk with you after the race about something, but we'll talk about that after the race. Shane Harr in this time. Colton Ward will stay out.
After confirmed.
Josh, to catch you up on the action, no caution so far. Cade Cannon has led 54 laps
Open your ears.
tonight.
I mean, I didn't hear it either, so.
So,
My racing glitch, not that people
So
are
we-
listening or anything.
and the other issue tonight, I do want to ask you this question. Being you're a Michigan native, we've seen several drivers tonight have an issue with turn 2 where the car just seems to slide up tighter and tighter and tighter. And a few drivers have impacted the wall. Mike Hauser, one of the more notable ones to have done that. Do you have any theories onto why that might be happening?
Yeah, it's all the shape of the track, right? It's a D-shaped oval, so a lot of guys, I think they get complacent and forget that the backstretch wall is straight, so you don't have as much of an exit as you do off 4 per se, you know. So kind of complacent sometimes. Not saying that's what happened to Mike. I wasn't watching G and pushing themselves out to the front there, but I think in Mike's case it was just dirt.
But buddy, I will say this real fast. Haven't been I don't know if it's my side or your side to who's cutting out. Do a mic test real quick.
Yeah, it might be me. I'm watching your stream here. It keeps lagging a little bit.
The stream is or the microphone is? Whoops. Oh, no.
No, Mike's set. That's good.
Okay, there we go. Regardless of happens again, we'll let you know. But right now, we're watching your brother Aaron Stanton lead. They alluded to earlier. I don't know if he's talked with you, anybody. Alluded to earlier. Been a bit of a downhill spiral for the 27. Both more the ARCA than what it is the Cup side of things. Of course, you know as well as I do, and everybody watching. Fired off great the first half of the season. Knocked off 2 wins. The first 2 races, as a matter of fact. But as the summer rolled on, the 27 has seen the falter still trying to find its footing. Because he, being that you're the one that knows him better than all of us, what do you think's going through the driver of the 27's head, and how is he looking to try to rebound, lock into the final 4?
I'd say for the most part, Aaron's got a pretty short memory. He definitely has a passion to not lose, right? I think he gets more upset at second place than anybody in either Monday night or this race, right? So he's just got to remember, every now and then you have a streak of bad luck, but a win can fix all that. And he comes to Michigan, home track. He's looking good. Like I said, I saw what him and Cade were able to do by pushing themselves way out there. Aaron was doing a great job at that, right? Running high through the corners, getting clean air on the nose, getting the run off, and then getting back to Cade's bumper to push him all the way down. And they built up what, at one point, was a 6-second lead, which is really good. So, yeah, I think Aaron, it's definitely in the back of his mind that he's had a little bit of rush stretch, but as soon as he wins a race, it'll be all sunshine and rainbows from there on out.
And of course, it would make 4 wins this season alone. But right now, he's got to hold off a very hungry Cade Cannon. Of course, you were involved in a race at Nashville. Cade led the opening 44 laps, and I was in firm belief that Cade would have probably won that race if he hadn't spun out on pit road earlier. Pretty much, they've opened up, but they've pretty much opened up a 2.5 second lead, 2.7 over Jordan Jorno. I got to ask, in the back of the mind, when do you think Cade's going to try to make the move as he actually looks to the outside right now?
I don't think Cade makes any moves right here. I think you kind of see the intervals with Shane, Jordan, Colton. Obviously, they're talking about it right now, but they are gaining on the front 2 leaders. Now our front 2 leaders are dealing with some lap traffic here, so I'm sure Aaron's going to use Robert here as much as he can until Robert starts losing some tire. But these ARCA cars are weird, right? The tires, I'm curious to see what the drivers say at this track, but it feels like the tires kind of just stay on perfect until all of a sudden they don't. It's like you hit a light switch and they shut off. So you feel like Superman for about 20 laps, and all of a sudden, whoa, they're the worst things on the car. So I think right now, though, Cade, he's just going to ride behind Aaron, and they're going to continue to try to build as much of a lead as they can, but it's shrinking quick.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Let's look at the pit strategy. Whoops, wrong one. Hit the wrong button. There we go. So let's look at this here. The first go around, 29 laps. Pretty much everybody goes a little bit further other than Elijah Fisher. Right now on a 16-lap stint, pitted 20 laps into his second one. But from here, everybody's pretty even. But you see where Shane Hoare and Colton Ward, they've only ran 6 and 7 laps. Does one lap really make a difference in these tires?
I don't think it's going to make a crazy difference. I do believe you got, Shane, Colton, Jordan, they're all working together right now to run him down. That might have been a play on Aaron and Cade's part just to let Bobby by there and Robert just to use their draft. Still hasn't stabilized quite yet. Obviously, Shane's now pretty much just 1 second back as we speak. So, yeah, it's looking like, the same kind of thing happened in the Cup race with my brother and I. We pushed each other way out there, and Elijah ran us down. But I know right now in the back of Aaron's mind, he knows he's going to get caught, so he's just saving all the tire he can so he can get racy with them here at the final 20 laps.
22 to go as we stand. And of course, the big story, Cade Cannon, the points leader, fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying, led the first lap. Anything but a first would be pretty much a travesty to the night that the number 9 has had. On back, though, you got Shane Hoare, Colton Ward creeping into the picture. And pretty much, Pretty much we'll actually get on board with Shane Hard and see his lap times here.
Yeah, Cade's sliding the car into the corner a little bit there too, so I really hope he's not getting in his head looking in his mirror. He's got to understand they're going to get caught, and that's okay. But yeah, you see him right there. He kind of slid the car up to the corner. He's putting the nose back down. You can see it really good here from Shane's view.
Of course, when you look at it, timer Shane Hart 5/10 quicker. Cade Cannon's in the red all the way around. Another 3/10 slower this lap, or last lap. To the bottom. Shane Hart has not really been a factor all night up until now.
That's Shane's
Oh,
MO,
Cannon
right?
in the wall. Lap cars mixing it up. Everybody's mixing it up, by God.
Might see a little bit of gamesmanship here with some of the lap-down Chevy cars and see what happens.
Oh, you don't think they'll hold up to 21, do you?
I don't think they can hold up to 21. Nothing's going to hold up Shane. It's time to go. Shane's going to the front.
Well, whatever.
Colton's going to be right there with him.
Well, whatever you talk about in Cup and ARCA alone, 3 of the best. You're looking at a 1, 2, and 3. And Cade Cannon, no slouch neither, in 4th. As Cannon off the wall
Cade
again.
hard in the wall.
Desperation maybe sinking in.
A little bit of doubt, I think, in the back of the mind, right? You had a great race, you were fastest in practice, you qualified good, and then yeah, all of a sudden.
Oh! Hang on to her, baby. Sorry, did not mean to blow your eardrum, Josh.
No,
I
you're
thought
good,
that
man.
was going to be big.
Careful.
Gives Colton Ward P2. I think we've made it evident that Colton don't care about teammates involved in the playoffs or not. Colton's wanting wins and wins alone. But there you see it again, real hard off the wall this time. You see what I'm talking about earlier in the race. It's the same thing, drivers sliding up into the wall. But now that you've seen it firsthand, any other suggestions? Dirty air maybe?
I think it's a little bit of that dirty air, and like I said, just that wall sneaks up off turn 2, right? You see right here off 4, it's nice and curved. You can really get back in the throttle early. And I think, guys, they committed to Michigan, right? At some point, you roll it in there, and that's okay, it's back to the throttle time. And turn 2 just sneaks up on you so quick because it just flattens out, and it's really hard to judge.
Extremely hard to judge. Justin Glover in this time. A lot of drivers on a 14-lap stint. Well, actually, it's anywhere from 12 to 16 laps if you go all the way back to Kurt Gibson, who has ran 16 laps so far tonight. Jorno working himself into the picture. With 17 to go, we've seen a max of 31. Are they safe on fuel? That's the question.
I think they're going to be good on fuel. I believe Colton ran, like I said, I was watching early. I want to say Colton ran 33 almost laps on his first stint, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, obviously you have the numbers, you would have seen it. I was kind of driving home quick to join you here, so
31.
Oh, it was 31. You're right. It was 31. Yep.
So right now, as they stand, everybody really this is a nail biter. Shane Hart back.
How much tire did Shane and Colton use up though, trying to get up through those cars to get to Aaron's bumper?
That's the thing. That's really what
Shane
you gotta
getting
know.
loose right there.
Well, Colton races everybody with respect and whatnot. I don't know how many times Colton's want to let Shane slide up in front of him like that. But the Sporky's smiling all around the car so far.
I'd say the one to keep an eye on would be Jordan. Based off what I saw early, he was pretty quick on the long run. At one point, he actually passed Shane and started to pull away from him, if I'm not mistaken, there on that second stint. So maybe Jordan's just laying back, saving tire this entire time, using those guys to draft. And maybe with 10 to go, it's go time for him. You saw him get around Cade a little bit ago. So I'd just keep an eye on Jordan, see what he does here.
Well, I mean, and you know, like Mike Hauser at Chicagoland, a win is long overdue for the 84 Jordan Jorno. It's tonight. We'll have to see.
Shane to the lead with a good push from Colton.
An awesome push for Colton. Colton now firing back to the inside, side by side for the lead off of turn 2. We'll see if it bites anybody this time. Pretty clean. Jorno trying to get a run down the back straightaway, side by side for second. Is there any surprise with the top 5 being who they are right now?
Yeah, just surprised I'm not out there. You know, I'm just messing. No, those are the good guys, right? They're the ones that are up there every single week. Nothing against anybody else. Everybody has their moments, but these guys are consistent. They're fast. You know, if you're going to win one of these races, you're probably going to have to beat one of these guys for sure, especially with 10 to go, right? So it is what it is.
It very well is, and right now, out of the top 5, 3 of them are fighting for a championship. Aaron Stanton is second. Bobby Hideaway hard off the wall. Not a factor in this. But Aaron Stanton is second.
One thing you can see, sorry to cut you off there, Garrett, but one thing you can see from Aaron is he's not overdriving the car here running second. I think he's gotten to a situation where he's like, okay, Shane got by me. Not a big deal. Not sliding the car up off the corner. Not sliding it in. He's just running basically just running his race, right? Yeah, Shane's in front of me, but right here, he's not even going to probably attempt to pass Shane. He's just going to do what he was doing to Kate earlier. If anything, Aaron probably wants to push Shane out ahead. Hope those guys behind him burnt out those tires. I think he's going to get a good run here, and he's going to get right back to Shane's bumper and just give him another push. I doubt he tries to take a pass here.
And of course, you got to wonder, did Aaron burn up tire trying to build a gap, trying to keep Kate behind you? Well, you hear him clutching in.
Oh, he might be trying to save the fuel then. Yeah, I don't think he burnt up any tire. I think Aaron's really good at tire management. He knows it's not time to race right now necessarily, right? So he's just gonna ride. He's saving gas. Yeah.
Right now, you saw on the dashboard that little line that goes over the speed that these cars are running. That's the throttle, how much throttle they're on and off. Aaron Stanton not really using a whole. He's not using the entire throttle. Saw Kate Cannon bounce off the wall again. The night for the 9 could be done after leading the most laps again. We'll have to see.
You got to think too, if Aaron's saving fuel and he pitted 1 lap before those guys, Elijah's coming in now, so clearly Elijah's short.
Got a couple things to review real fast. Be sure I ain't missed something. Okay. So nothing there, nothing caution worthy. We'll keep it straight. But Elijah Fisher.
Just
Elijah Fisher's ran.
Gone wrong.
Elijah Fisher's ran 29 laps so far tonight. Well, went 29 laps on this stint. Colton Wars made a move for the lead.
I say we blinked and Colton took the lead. Sounds like Colton.
Here comes Shane back to the bottom. The Har versus the Sporky. Who do you think will win this one, or does Aaron Stanton probably got something to say? Brent Hammerhand, 1 lap down, about to be going 2. Does he stay in front? Which line does he take? He'll go way up to the top of the racetrack. Brent not wanting nothing to do with this battle.
I think if Aaron's got the gas, and I'm not just trying to be a homer, right? Like I said, keep an eye on Jordan. I'm curious to see if he's just been saving this whole time, tire and gas. But I like the way Aaron's car is running on track right now. I like what he's doing with it. He's clearly not overdriving it. We've seen Shane slide a little bit. We've seen Colton slide a little bit. They're the ones making moves, driving up through the field. I almost feel like my brother's just setting them up. Oh, Aaron's making some moves now. Shane down to block nothing. It's
I guess so.
Break the draft.
Well, of course, we've seen a lot of drivers, your brothers, one of them included, he'll get completely out of the car's wake, almost diving in the corner, just so, I'm assuming, so the dirty air does not make him push off exit like we've seen all night. It don't really matter right now. Side by side for second. Shane Hart is what he wants to see. The gap slowly, well, it was gaining a little bit, but Aaron making quick work of Colton. At one point, do you say, at one point, do you realize I've made my bed? When do I go for it?
I think Aaron's going now. He must see his fuel calculations. He must feel good about it. Just the way he drove that corner on Colton, he used up some tire there, obviously sliding it. Colton, though, battling back here right to his quarter panel.
And if we can keep it straight, if we can just keep it for another 5 laps, it'll be the 2nd straight Saturday a race goes caution free. Can you believe that?
Sorry, Hayden, I got tight. Didn't take my faster for last time there. So.
But we got to make it. Hopefully, I just didn't jinx nothing.
You got
Yeah,
terrible
we'll see.
left rear now too, by the way.
Cade Cannon off the wall again.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Led 54 laps, but it would appear that the tires
Thought I'd let you know.
will fail to 9 tonight.
Yeah, I think at this point, Kate's touched the wall maybe one time too many. Probably has a little bit of damage. Obviously, once that damage starts happening, it compounds and it just gets harder and harder. The tires start putting more and more effort in to make the car turn. You're just burning more and more tire just to get the car around for a lap. So, unfortunately, one bad thing leads to another, and it just gets harder and harder to drive. And unfortunately, it's kind of slipping away for Cade, but still.
Oh!
Practice. Oh, Aaron hard in the wall. Hard in the wall. Yeah, he's pushing hard now. It's go time for
Hey,
him.
push hard, all right. Push hard into the wall.
51 hit this time.
There's that turn two, man. Like I said, it just flattens out, and guys forget about it.
Then we can't get a camera look, see if we can see any damage to that. Number 27, nothing so far from what I can tell. Did he get lucky, maybe?
Maybe. It's hard to tell. Sometimes, you bounce off the wall and you feel like you didn't do much of anything and your wheels point at 10 o'clock. And there's other times you barely, or you slam into the thing and you can keep going. I don't know how many times I've seen drivers bounce off the wall and I'm thinking, okay, good, I got him. And then they get smaller and smaller in my, out the front window there. So I'm like, well, clearly they're still good to go.
Well, right now he's trying to suck back up to the 21. Again, 3 of the best that Inspired has right now this season. As far as this scenario goes, only one of them's involved in the playoffs. Real fast, we're going to reiterate the points coming into the night. If it'll pull up. There it is. Cade Cannon came in tonight plus 34. Aaron Stanton plus 22. Jordan Jorno 18. Stephen Henning running in 8th. Holds the 4th and final 4 spot in. Elijah Fisher out by 14. Lyota 19. Hauser
Right here.
20. Thompson 27 or 37. And right now, Aaron Stanton's thinking if I can win this week and win next week, I will have myself.
He's got to get up. He's got to get up. He's got a side draft there a little bit. He was too far off him. He's got the run. Colton gave him a good push down the backstretch there. You can see Shane's starting to get a little tight. Shane's starting to have a really hard time getting that car to get down to the bottom in the middle of the corner. And look how wide Shane's washing up there.
Almost off the wall.
Oh, he's literally got to turn it off the wall to keep from hitting it. Aaron's going to have a big run here. Colton going down. Colton doesn't know who to help here. He's got to figure it out. He probably sees Shane suffering a little bit, so he's probably like, man, if I can get between Aaron and Shane, it might be easier to pass Shane than it is to pass Aaron. I mean, that's probably what I would be thinking, too. Aaron might clear him here. He's clear.
He's got it. White flag. 1 to go. Brought to you by Raging Idiot Racing Network. Aaron
Did he make his move too early, though?
Stan Shane immediately back down to the bottom. On the way down to the bottom. Is he going to get clear?
Let's see if he had any of that tire left. Like I said, I thought he was getting tighter and tighter. Aaron right up against that wall.
Loose
Oh, they're
off that
touching.
wall.
Oh, they touched.
Somewhere.
Where'd Shane go?
Shane, all right, he's back in it.
Yeah, I
But
think Shane kind of slid up, but it looks like it's Aaron's race.
It is. Off of turn 4, the bad summer is over. Aaron Stanton returns to victory lane in Michigan. Colton Ward will make it a
Nice
71-2.
job, brother.
Shane Hart 3rd. Cade Cannon, Jordan Joyner rounds out of top
I
5.
hope that wasn't me.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I need to see what happened because I know I just touched one of them. It was like,
Let's see.
I'd be curious, Garrett. Can we rewind it here and see what happened off turn 2?
Wow, I was thinking the same.
Across the line. That was a crazy.
Can't imagine finishing in 14th instead of 13th like I did.
Fast forward here. We'll see what happened. Well, Shane sliding, trying to make it stick. Gets loose.
Got a little loose.
Hell of a save by Shane Hart.
Shane, I apologize for the door slip. I was going to give a little tap there.
So we'll turn these jokers down real fast, so our interviews will not be
I got fifth,
interfered.
and I finished the race.
Okay, well, there's pipsqueak voice now, but that's besides the point. And I'm turning up everything that I know how to. All right, well, What do you say we bring in the man from Michigan?
Yeah, maybe we should let the chat know. Talk in the Discord, boys.
Aaron Stanton, hometown win tonight was not easy. Tell us about it.
Oh man, there was a lot of stuff. Like, do you understand the amount of crap that was going on, Garrett?
I think I do, brother.
We were in a fuel-saving race. I don't know. There was so much stuff going on. My brain was working like a million miles a minute. Weird how these cars raced around this track. You pretty much tandem drafted. Like, me and Cade found that out, which was super weird.
I wanted to ask you how agonizing was it knowing that you got a car good enough to potentially beat the 9, but you're just sitting there running in second behind and trying to build the gap? Was at any point you're sitting here thinking to yourself, man, I could pass him if I want to?
There's no point, right? Me and Cade figured out that if we just keep tandem drafting like we are, we just get a huge lead. And what was their lead at one point? Like 7 seconds?
Something like that.
Like, ultimately, that's what allowed me to win, because I was able to, after the last pit stop, I had to save like 3 laps of gas. And that gap that we saved allowed me to, that gap that we had allowed me to save those laps, so.
Josh, you got any questions? Oh, sorry, Aaron.
Hey, brother. I got to watch that one, man. I'd be really curious if you watch back the broadcast and see if I called that race perfect for you in regards to what you were doing. Obviously, a lot's going through your mind right now,
brother.
but I kind of said, I think that whole front run is just push Kate out there. And then once it was, okay, those 3 behind you are catching you, right? The same thing happened at Michigan in the Cup side, with you and I'm the one that made the urgent move. Unfortunately, we saw Cade start sliding the tires a little bit, but I told Garrett, I was like, I'm pretty sure Aaron's just riding here, and if they get by him, they get by him. We happen to go on board with you. We see you clutch it, shut the car off. So, all right, he's got to save a lap of fuel because obviously I think you pitted 1 lap before them, if I'm not mistaken, correct? So,
yeah.
I'm guessing that whole last 10 laps was, all right, Shane got me. That's good. But it looked like, and you can tell me if I'm right or not, it looked like with 7 to go, it was go time. You knew you could make it.
Yeah, that's what I had. Yeah, I could make it. Yeah.
I saw you make a move on Colton, and I was like, okay, now he's using some tire. You really had to pull it down. Question for you, because Garrett asked me, and I kind of gave my assessment, so I'm curious what you say. Again, home track for us. Turn 2. Turn 2 is the danger spot, right? Why do you think guys hit turn 2 so hard there on exit? We saw you get into it a little bit with about 5 to go. What's up with turn 2?
It just got tight behind people. The dirty air in these cars are crazy. I always, when you race in the ARCA cars, you always have to, offset yourself. You see me and Cade do it, right? I always had to offset myself from him entering each corner. So.
I felt like that also gave you a good opportunity to get back on the throttle and get a really good run to get back to his bumper and push him down the straightaways.
Yeah,
I told Garrett, I also think...
Go ahead.
Oh, I told Garrett, I also think off turn 2, a lot of guys forget this is a D-shaped oval, right? And turn 4, you can really get back in the gas and arc it out, whereas turn 2, it flattens out real quick. And I think every now and then some guys forget that pops up real quick on you. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden you're back in the gas and you're committed, and then wall. So yeah.
Well, every time Shane would wash up in front of me, it would just get me tight. So I don't know. This race there was so much stuff happening. I know we didn't have a single caution, but so it's kind of probably boring to watch. But the driver's side, there was so much stuff happening. I don't know.
No, sir, but it was about as action-packed as you could get. I got one more question for you, and then I got the obvious question coming. So really 2. I want to ask, and Josh will probably attest to this. It's one thing to battle Shane Har. It's one thing to battle Colton Ward. But how nerve-wracking is it to have to deal with both of them while trying to go for the lead and the win?
The 2 best guys were magically working together there. Garrett, I don't know.
And that's a teammate after all, one of them.
I wish Colton could help me, you know what I'm saying? But that was fun.
I think I saw, Aaron, I don't know if you saw it in your mirror or not, but at one point you cleared Colton, and I called it on the broadcast. You could see Shane was starting to get tight. He was having a really hard time keeping the car down. He obviously had a really good last-ditch effort there, but then got super loose on exit because he had so much wheel in it. At least that's my assessment. But down the back stretch there, with I think about 2 to go, you cleared Colton, and then it looks like Colton was going to help you, and they decided to pull up and help Shane. I said, man, I wonder if in Colton's mind, and we'll ask him, is it if I can get ahead of Aaron at right now in this moment, Shane's car looks like it's a little bit harder to drive. Could you see that too?
I don't think
decided to
Shane
pull
and Colton had to save as much as me and Cade did. It sucks for Cade that he messed up his pit stop.
Is that what happened?
But yeah, he messed up his pit stop. So he probably did have worse tires, right? Because they were pushing to catch me and Colton like the entire last run. So if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I was basically
So, yeah,
wondering if you could see that. If you could see that, like, in front of you, because it looked like you were just riding, even when they got around you, only up until about 7 to go, and that's when I could visibly see you. Okay, he's putting way more wheel in it, and he's making passes now. Because even when they got around you, I think at one point Garrett just kind of rode with you, and it was like, all right, Aaron's not really trying to pass Shane here. It looks like Aaron's still just saving and just waiting, right? And Shane was having a little bit hard time keeping it to the bottom as much.
I don't know. The middle groove is always the faster lane, so I don't know why people were so interested in the bottom.
It's the shortest way around the track.
I don't understand that one.
Yeah, just because you had 9 cylinders instead of 8, but Aaron, the last question coming. Is there anybody you want to thank? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours, buddy.
It's like to thank you guys for broadcasting. Thanks, Josh, for being in here and watching this. Thanks, Elijah, for putting this all on. It was a lot of fun.
All right, buddy. Well, you're going to be happy to know win number 4 after a very rough summer for the driver to 27. But like I said, win number 4 at a home track, and more importantly, if he can win any of the next 2 weeks on the ARCA side of things, Aaron Stanton will know he'll be going for a championship for the ARCA side at least. With that being said, Aaron, congratulations, buddy.
Yep.
Hey, just really proud of you, brother. Nice drive, man. Loved watching it, man. Nice win.
Thank you.
Well, we still got, ironically, 2 more to interview, and honestly, if you're going to get a perspective from each 3. So we'll pull in Colton Ward.
I apologize to the viewers, but it's hard to not obviously root for family. So
yeah.
Sorry, Garrett. Go ahead.
Well,
Just want to let people know.
I got to be I ain't biased. I ain't got no family rich in this. Colton Ward, Garrett Jenkins, Josh Henderson up here in the booth. You got a copy.
What's up?
Hell of a race. That's the first thing that I can say. I know I ain't supposed to use. I know I can only use X amount of cuss words on the stream, but honest to God,
I used one.
Honest to God, that is the best. Honest to God, that is one of the best races. It's the second straight week in a row that you're involved in one of the best finishes in a race. Tell us about it. What was the strategy really for the last 10 laps? And how are you trying to set up both Aaron and Shane for the finish?
Well, I mean, this car was so tight. I honestly I never figured out how to drive the car. I wasn't really ever fast. I just stayed behind someone to keep up to pace. But I was like a lap good to the end. I thought Shane was like, just gonna make it, and then Aaron was probably gonna be like a lap short. And I don't know. I kept pushing both of them. Really, I didn't know where to go. I was just trying to keep them even. And then at the very end, I was gonna push Shane to like turn 3, and then I think I was just gonna dive into the bottom and see what would happen on turn 3.
I want to elaborate that on Colton because I was watching on the broadcast and I had a basically a theory when you did that because it looked like you kind of pulled down behind Aaron first and then changed your mind halfway down the backstretch and went up behind Shane. What was the thought process of deciding to push Shane to the front instead of Aaron if you had that opportunity there?
I was just trying to kind of keep them side by side because like I knew they were both like close to making it, so I was just trying to make them both get air, so like they're using more fuel But yeah, that last lap didn't work.
Me and Josh were talking about. It will bring me to my second question for you, at least. How much tire did it really go into trying to catch both the 9 and the 27? Because y'all were taking chunks at a time, about as fast as. Well, I ain't gonna make that joke, but y'all were taking a lot of time out of both Cade and Aaron. At what point did you feel like you had to push then and hope that you had enough tires saved for the end, or where did that momentum really come from closing down?
I don't. To me, I didn't think tires were really anything, because like I had the newest tires and I didn't have much. And I mean, the only reason we caught them was because they were like hard saving at the beginning of that run. So, and then we caught them with about 20ish to go. So, tires weren't really a thing. It was just staying in draft.
Josh, you got any more questions for him?
No, great race, Colton. As always, you're always up front. Heck of a racer. Was really fun to watch. It was fun to kind of try to figure out what you guys were thinking, because obviously you got pretty long straightaways at Michigan, you know, and you got a lot of time, in relative speaking to a lot of tracks, you got a lot of time to kind of figure out your next move, and it was kind of fun to dissect and look and see what you guys were doing there on those last 20 laps.
Yep, thank you. I got 16x pushing people.
Well, I'll be damned.
Sounds like Daytona.
You ain't lying. Colton Ward will come in second, and ladies and gentlemen, I'll say this. As both the series is winding down to the end, look to season 2. So this Joker's going places. Appreciate your time, Colton.
Not looking forward to it. He's going to be winning a lot of races.
Oh, he's going to be a threat. And he's already had to face 2 of the best this league has to offer. With that being said, you can't say 3 without interviewing the third. Let's pull him in. Shane Hard, Garrett Jenkins, Josh Henderson up here in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I do, guys. What's up?
Well, I'll say this, and I'm sure Aaron, or not Aaron, the man, I'm already confusing him already. I'm sure Josh will attest. I wanted to ask you, turn 2, well, pretty much entering turn 1 on the bottom, was it pretty much a last-ditch effort to try to slide up in front of 27?
Yeah, I was trying to do the slide job, but really, I don't know. I kind of wanted to just hang on his door down the backstretch, but yeah, I don't know what really happened there. It looked like, from my perspective, it looked like he was going to hit the wall, bounce off it. So what I tried to do was try to turn left when I thought he was going to hit it, and that happened to be when Colton just tapped my bumper a little bit. So it got me a little bit out of shape, and then I had to save it. So. Yeah, it was a last-ditch effort, I guess you could call it.
Josh, I know you got some questions for him.
Yeah, so just out of curiosity, Shane, because obviously I wasn't out there driving. I know the ARCA car can get tight just darn near everywhere. And it seems like with the ARCA tire, Aaron kind of says this too sometimes, it's good till all of a sudden it's not. Did you feel any of that running them down? I mean, I would just have to assume you and Colton were using up a little bit more, as Aaron and Cade, with about 25, 30 to go after that last pit stop, they were obviously in a little bit more of a save mode. You could physically see Aaron's car. He was not putting any wheel into it as much as he could, whereas obviously you guys were running him down. Do you think you did use up a little bit more tire than him, just trying to get up there and get to the front?
Maybe a slight bit, yeah. I was actually saving that whole run too, just clutching into the corners. So I was kind of doing my own saving, so I was trying to manage my tires the best I could until we got there. It just happened to be one lap too short.
Just one.
Just one.
Well, Shane,
still a heck of a battle, though. So what do you think, Shane, when it comes to, what's going through your mind? 5 to go. You're leading the race. I think at that point, you got the lead with about 5 to go because Aaron was just, riding behind you there at that point. You got Colton behind him. Are you just going, wow, here's another one? It's going to come down to a last lap battle. What's kind of going through your mind when you're not just facing Colton, but you also got Aaron mixed into the picture too?
Yeah, that was one of the tougher races of the year, I'd say. My goal was to keep them side by side, So every time I'd see them side by side, I'd try to give each of them a little bit of that draft, so maybe they would stay side by side and I could sneak away. But in the end, it just didn't work out like that. And shout out them guys for sticking in line and getting back to me, because it could have been over there. So yeah, shout out them for racing clean at the end, and congrats to Aaron.
Yeah, no spoilers if you watch back the broadcast, but you sound a lot like Colton there, doesn't he, Garrett? Sounds like it was almost 200-mile-an-hour chess match of just keeping guys side by side and trying to essentially run them out of gas or run them out of tire, or just set yourselves up at the best you can. I told Colton, I said, relative to a lot of tracks, Michigan, you actually have a moment to think going down these straightaways because it's so long on kind of how you're going to prep that next corner. Do you agree with that there, or is it just all still happening so fast?
Yeah, you do have a lot of time to think. You can think something one minute, and then the next minute it's not going to work. So it is still on the fly. You got a little more time than them short tracks to think, but yeah, it still happens quick.
I got
great finish there, Shane.
I got 2 more questions for you before you roll out. I know you're ready to get out of here, but I got 2 more questions for you real fast, both pretty quick. There was an incident earlier in the race where Mike Hauser bounces off the wall behind you. And I'm bringing this up because it looks like when Mike's in the wake of your air simultaneously, you're behind the 3 of Robert Wilhoy, and it looks like both of you are pushing off the corner. I wanted to ask, how much does dirty air really play a factor coming off of this D-shaped track? Because me and Josh has talked about it for the last 10, 20 laps about how turn 2, the wall can just reach out and grab you, because it's not like most ovals that we go to. It's a little bit different. So how strong do you feel like dirty air played a factor in all this tonight?
Yeah, it was super hard to pass. So you really had to keep your nose, out in clean air, a lane up or a lane below him, to actually get a run out of the corner. I found if you followed somebody out of the corner, it did exactly like you said, and just plowed tight, and most of the people would bounce off the wall. If you got lucky, you wouldn't, but then, you'd still scrub so much speed because you put so much wheel into it to not hit the wall. So yeah, dirty air was huge tonight in these cars.
And my last question that I got for you, and you know which one it is. There anybody want to thank tonight, friends, family, sponsors, etc.? The floor is yours.
Yeah, you and Josh up there in the booth. Elijah for putting the league on. All the drivers tonight for good green flag run. We don't think we had a caution at all there, so that's awesome. And
second Saturday night.
Shout out the fans. Yeah, shout out the fans and everybody watching at home.
All right, buddy. Shane Orr will come in third tonight, riding off the momentum from Bristol this past Monday. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you, man.
What a race for the last 2 straight weeks. By God. Well, Josh,
yeah, it's been fun to watch and fun to be in a couple of them. Yeah. It's nice when you actually can race on a Saturday night, but obviously didn't make it this time. But I got to spend some more time with you, Garrett. I appreciate you letting me in here and kind of calling some of that.
Ain't no problem, buddy. After 90 hard-fought green flag laps, finished result as they run, the hometown boy Aaron Stanton win number 4 in the ARCA series this season. More importantly, if he can win next week, if he can win at either Darlington next week or Kansas in 2 weeks' time, he will know he will be fighting for a championship. And either way, I think after tonight he pretty much locks himself in on points or has a pretty nice cushion. Colton Ward, Shane Hart, second and third. Cade Cannon, he will walk out of here tonight claiming the bonus point for leading the most laps after 54, but not tonight that Cade wanted. Chris Liotta rallies to a 5th. Hayden Williams, Stephen Henning, 6th and 7th. Jordan Jorno, 8th and 9th. Elijah Fisher rounds out the top 10. And if Josh, if you want to go on down through the remaining field, you can.
Yeah, Mike Hauser comes home 11th. Obviously, contact with the wall early on. Unfortunately, kind of put a damper on his day, and if you don't get a caution, it's hard to rebound. James Hadaway, 12th. AJ Thompson, 13. Also had a little bit of trouble with Mike, too, later on in the race. Bobby Hadaway, 14th there. Brent Hammerhand 15th, Rob Wilhoit in 16th, Travis Eccles 17th, and rounding out the rest of the field there, Jesse Glover 18th place.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for the second straight week has been in what I will rate a 5-star classic. The last 2 races to start off the playoffs has been like that. Of course, Josh Henderson not on the receiving end that he wanted to last week. But, Josh, buddy, appreciate you stopping by. It's always a pleasure to have you up here. Love calling races with you. If you ever get tired of racing, just hit me up. I'll have you a job.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Garrett. I just want to say one last thing, about my brother. I can't wait to show this race to my grandpa. That's why we do Wellburn Racing. So just want to say that, Grandpa, we love you. Can't wait for you to watch this one, and hope he enjoys that finish. I'll try not to give him any spoilers. So yeah, and he'll get to hear one grandson commentate and one grandson racing. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, Garrett. I really appreciate you letting me in here.
Ain't no problem, buddy. With that being said, tomorrow night, right now as planned, HGR on tap. But until then, and then the Inspired Cup Series playoffs continue.
We're at Wilkesboro, baby.
North Wilkesboro. As we start the second of 3 straight short tracks tonight. All that will be right here on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. And until that time, Garrett Jenkins, Josh Harrison up here in the booth. We look forward to seeing y'all Monday night and Sunday night. Until then, everybody, take care. Be safe.